Welcome to the Kale Houser Leadership Secrets podcast. Let's talk about criticism. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Kale Houser Leadership Secrets podcast. My name is Kale Houser. I appreciate you joining me today, tonight, this morning, this afternoon, whenever it is that you are listening or watching this. Hey, I wanted to talk a little bit about criticism. Now, criticism is something that we all wish we could avoid. We all wish that we didn't have to deal with. We all wish we could essentially not have to experience it from others. But let me tell you, if no one has told you this before, or it has been a while, or you seem to have forgotten, criticism is as natural a part of life as breathing. It is as natural a part of life as needing to go to the bathroom, use the toilet, and drinking water, fluids, hydrating. It is part of being in a society that consists more than one person. And shoot, even if it is just one person, guess who else is still criticizing? You and your own brain. And arguably, and in most scenarios, you are your number one critic. We've heard this saying before. You are always your number one critic. Usually, and hopefully that comes out of a desire to do better, be better, and achieve more, where you kind of criticize, maybe lack of action that you've taken or lack of activity that you're adding to your calendar in order to get the results that you want. So in that shape, yes, it is good to be your own critic. However, most people, when they don't have clearly defined goals, when they don't have clearly defined purposes and targets, they get into this mode of criticism that is self-deprecating. They get into this mode of criticism that is meant to tear down and remind us of our failures, remind us of all the things we are inadequate at, all the things we have not hit our targets in the past, that we have failed to do and take the action and make the presentation and reach out and meet the new person. And we get that form of criticism going in our brain, and that is absolutely unhealthy. It keeps us from being the people and type of person we want to be, as well as living the life that we want to live. Now, like I said, criticism is absolutely unavoidable. Whether you live in complete solitary, maybe you got locked up and you've spent time in solitary prison, or, like me, you've deployed many times and you've spent time alone a lot. You can't avoid it. And in the opposite end, if you're around a large group of people, you will eventually get criticism in some form or fashion, especially if you are trying to do something great, if you are trying to strive for more, make more of yourself, do more with your time, anything that goes against kind of the status quo of whatever community and culture you found yourself in. Okay. And now, on the opposite end of this, and something to just touch on lightly, you may be in an organization that is a high-performing organization. We were recently down at the Grant Cardone headquarters in Aventura, Florida, just outside of Miami there, for our mastermind, because we are licensees, and we do this semi-annual mastermind. So we got to see and be a part of this absolutely high-performing organization, especially their sales team. Man, those guys and gals are high performers. And they have criticism on a little bit of the opposite end of the spectrum, because they are all high performers, high achievers. They are going after big, huge targets and goals. They create this culture of, if you're just walking to the bathroom leisurely, you'll get criticized for that. Like, hey, that's not what we're about here. If you are, just sitting out in the lunch break, slowly eating your lunch or whatever the case may be, and you're not doing the activity levels that is the norm for their organization, then that is a criticism, right? It's a criticism because they've created a culture of high performers and a high standard of activity, and thus the results that they get. And they kind of internally criticize each other when they know they're not meeting that expectation. They're not meeting that performance level that is the standard. But again, I want to remind you that criticism, no matter where you are at, no matter where you are at in the rungs of your corporation, in the hierarchy of authority, you will receive in some form or fashion criticism at some point. But I want to remind you and be here to tell you, never, ever, 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 never apologize to people for your levels of activity if you know it is necessary to get the things you want. Never apologize for doing the right actions to service your clients, the right actions that go above and beyond to take care of your customers, to ensure that most valuable and memorable experience for them, to ensure that repeat business. Never apologize for doing what you know is necessary to offer the best product possible. Because maybe your competition is, they had some successes in the past and they're just riding that wave, and they're going to criticize you for, putting on a big event that costs you a lot of money. They're like, why are you doing that? You don't need to do that. But you're capable of more. You know that you can service your clients and your customers better by doing so. Never, ever, ever apologize for that. And if you find yourself thinking like, man, maybe I should pull back. Maybe I should kind of take it easy. Maybe I should kind of settle down a little bit. And this is unsustainable, this level of activity. I highly caution you, and I highly advise you to take a look and analyze that statement. One, where that thought is coming from. Is it an external thought? Is it something that's coming from within, a warning within? Because, right, we can exhaust ourselves. That is a thing. But if it's coming from some external that has your best interest in mind, whether that's overt or not overt, overt or underhanded, analyze that. And is that in line with your goals? Is that in line with your activity levels you want to do and be? Now, if you find yourself in an interview type of situation, and maybe you're going above and beyond in the form of your questions and you're getting criticized by that, understand that there are interview questions that you can ask that will get you the results you want. If you have not had a chance to yet, please go visit kalehouserleadership.com. Download my top 10 interview questions so you can start finding the right people in your organization today with your next hire. Do that. Do not accept criticism from other people that are not doing the things that need to be done in order to achieve the successes that you want to have. Does that make sense? But you also have to understand that criticism will come. Criticism will be there. And as you achieve more success, as you're stepping out and doing the things and taking the risks and putting yourself on a path that is different from people around you, and this could be family, this could be coworkers, this could be a spouse, this could be your kids, aunts and uncles, right? Friends that you've known since high school or since grade school, people in your church, in your community, your golfing buddies that you go out with every Sunday afternoon. They will eventually, and it'll probably start out as masqueraded as concern for you, they will start to criticize you because you are breaking from the flock. You are breaking from the pack in a manner that makes the pack unsure of itself. And again, this could be your family. And don't stop. If you know this is your calling, if you know this is what you're meant to do, to be and serve your clients and your future prospects and customers, get after it. Do it. Take the criticism as fuel if you have to. Like, you say I can't do that. You say I shouldn't be doing it. Watch me. You say you're never going to succeed at that. Watch me. Because the only way to fail is to what? Is to quit. And quitters don't win. Ever. So get after it. Accept the criticism for what it is. Wash it off your back. If there's a lesson to be learned, learn that lesson. But move on and keep pushing. And we're here for you. Liz and I are here for you. We will be your number one cheerleaders. Make sure you visit kalehouserleadership.com. If there's anything we can do directly, shoot me a DM. I answer all my messages directly. It is me that answers them, or Liz. We would love to help you. I hope you found this beneficial, no matter where you're at in the world. Have a fantastic afternoon. Bye.